decisions. What just happened there? Did you see that?
Well, as he's approaching the intersection,
there we go.
There we go. The pit maneuver has just
got him.
Oh, and then a ram, put him in the center divider. Okay, now this is where it becomes dangerous. You have this guy going to try to get away. If he tries to drive away, now the CHP officer,
wow, he got right up.
working his way up on him. The other officers coming in. Looks like this may have come to an end. We'll get the locator here for you, but this is just north of North Park Avenue, just north of it. I'll get it. There's a shopping center right there. Rich will give me the intersection that we're over, but we're stopped here. CHP coming up to it. We're kind of keeping a wide shot here in case there's any gunplay. But you see the officer right at the right door there pointing a gun at him.
And you see the other officers, and you may wonder why they're not approaching the door immediately. The other officer from the passenger side had his gun drawn. You don't want to get into the potential crossfire. It looks like they're clearing that vehicle. The suspect is now down on the ground, and they'll be able to make an arrest.
Just coming to
do that pit. He has actually been close enough a couple of times to make those turns. Hard turn. There you go. Hit a curb. This might be the end. That car was probably not running that well. There you go. Doors are open, and they're just out on the ground. You know, so Century Boulevard is where this thing's coming to an end right now. The driver just, that passenger, rear passenger, just jumping out and hitting the ground right away. LAPD, though, there was something seen in that vehicle earlier on. These guys not going to be playing around this evening. They're basically bunching up, probably yelling commands. One of the guys on the ground, not by injury, basically jumped out of that car and just got on the ground right away. The driver still in that car. Lena, I actually think that guy just got out of there as fast as he could and just drove away. Unless his car got hit, he's got no reason to stay. And with this type of situation, you know, maybe leaving would be better. But we don't know. Maybe that car did touch it. But right now, though, one definitely in custody. The other one right over here, I believe there's another one in front of the car. So we're going to do the count with everybody else. But we got one in custody. Looks like a second one going into custody now. And then a third one right there in front of that LAPD cruiser. So 3 in custody this evening. Thank goodness nobody got hurt. But this pursuit definitely coming to an end out here in the South Los Angeles area. Thank you. Assignment desk, chase is over. I think the license plate says Hamer Toyota. Thank you for that. Thank you. Well, that was a little quick one there. We were live on KCAL 9 out here in California, if you guys are on the web and not local. But definitely a chase for the books for sure. That driver, that officer that was driving Shop 512, man, that guy, he must have aced his EVO classes, the pursuit intervention stuff, and he was on it that entire time. There's so many times he could have pitted that car, and he obviously there was reasons why he didn't, and they did not pit it, but he was right on it. They know quality when they see it. That's what that's all about. So number of officers. Number of officers still here on scene. 3 people in custody. Now, since I'm on the web, I got some guy that's always riding me about why I don't know how many people are in the car. I don't know because I'm not in the car. How about that? But anyways, so in this one, we heard that there was a passenger in the rear and a passenger in the front. So we were just, you know, we figured there probably were 3 of them in there. Apparently, at one point, they were saying a possible weapon being flashed around. So that might be one of the reasons why the officers from LAPD were really in numbers out here, just in case this came to an end. They wanted to have backup there immediately. This thing beginning here, you know what? It is a major. I should know this. You know what? I do know this stuff. What am I talking about? I'm going to whip out my sky map here. This is on Vermont near Century. Vermont, right by Century. Right now, though, LAPD taking 3 into custody. That car, if it was stolen, well, I hope he had some kind of insurance because that thing's been through the ringer for sure. But it's all come to an end. Nobody got hurt, thank goodness. And just another good one for LAPD for sure. What? They're going to kick us out? Simon Dess letting you know that LAX is going to be kicking us out here in just a moment. I guess some kind of big aircraft wants to fly by here and cannot have us around. Much like my passion for news. This guy really kind of, you know, of all the luck he had, this is probably the worst right there. There we go. Doors are open. 1, 2, and 3 people running. It seems to be 1 female. And then this guy right here changing his mind back and forth. Don't know what he's doing right there. But it does look very dangerous as he looks like he took something out of his pocket. Now, that could just be a cell phone, but this gives you an idea what officers have to deal with. Now, that
hands up. Get on the ground. And
hands up, Downey. There you go.
Seems to me wearing a bright red outfit when you're trying to get away from officers probably not the best idea, Stu.
And he did not waste any time either, huh? Went right to the ground. Once officers told him to get down to ground, he did it. You know, you think that's enough right there.
So we've got 2 other suspects that these officers need to be worried about. These 2 will focus on this suspect, but there were 2 other people in that vehicle, and we saw at least one of them pop out. Stu, any idea if those 2 are in custody?
We understand, you know, that's the driver. That's the one that they definitely want. We're going to keep listening here. Now we know that it is definitely Downey PD that's working. The Sheriff's Department definitely helping them out. You know, this coming to an end. That guy running out, and then, of course, you know, it is so amazing to me how they just kind of give up so quickly when they realize that it's over. It looks like this is the spot where that second person went into custody. I believe that that's going to be the other male that got out of the back passenger side, and then obviously there was that female that was also in there, but I don't know where that I'm sorry, that's going to be the female, so that's going to be the passenger. So we have 1 person outstanding right now, as I understand it, and this is coming to an end out here in the Downey area. We'll get you those cross streets in just a moment, but, you know, gosh, you saw how quickly that came to an end, and you're right, a red outfit, that's not what you want to wear when you're being chased by anybody, but look at that. You're just standing there talking to the officers. Yeah, hey, what's going on? You know, this is the type of mentality that you know, that these suspects, you know, they don't realize that the amount of danger and the amount of trouble that they're in after all that craziness, all those dangerous risks that they've been taking all afternoon.
And by the way, the technique worked. Going into tracking mode, letting them just run out of steam and paint themselves into a corner, quite literally, it worked. Nobody was hurt. They've got at least 2 suspects in custody right now. Hopefully, getting that third. I'm sure they've got a beat on where that third suspect is. So it was one of those situations where that was a good plan. Slow it down, let them paint themselves in a corner, let them put themselves into trouble.
And my guess is they didn't realize when they came around that corner that they wouldn't hit a dead end, right? They probably thought there was another way out of that shopping center.
You know, obviously they didn't know, and you know, it's finally luck went against them. We watched this guy running red lights, running all kinds of, doing all kinds of nutty things all afternoon. Always seemed to have that little out, but right now this one coming to an end out here as he basically boxed himself in, getting out foot bail. You can see where one of the suspects was taken into custody there. We saw that female also running. Right over here, she was taken into custody there, and we're working now for seeing if they got one other one outstanding.
All right, Stu Mundell live overhead in Sky 9. The end of a pursuit, at least 2 suspects in custody after a very dangerous pursuit through Orange County and into LA County. Right now, we're going to go live